Hello everyone, this is Mumbo and welcome back to another episode on the Hermitcraft server. Today is going to be a bit of a bonus episode because I've got a confession to make. You know, there wasn't an episode yesterday on Sunday where you would normally expect to see it. It's because I managed to delete the footage files for that episode. Now thankfully, this was actually an episode that I recorded with Exumavoid, Python, and also Zedaphs, so if you want to see the video in all of its glory, then you can see it on any of their channels, because they all have perspectives of it. It was actually, we've all pretty much got the same video, but I can't believe I did that. I mean, I've never done that before. That's the first time I've ever done it in the history of my YouTube channel. Essentially, we recorded that earlier on in the week, and I thought it was going to be releasing for Friday. We then decided it was going to release for Sunday, which meant that I recorded Friday's episode of Hermitcraft, but Sunday's episode of Hermitcraft in my file system was called episode 119. Friday's was called episode 120. I ran out of space later on in the week and started clearing out footage files, and I deleted episode 119 and kept episode 120. But episode 120 was actually episode 119, and episode 119 in my footage files was actually episode 120. That didn't make any sense whatsoever. It didn't make any sense. If you made sense of that, then then you're an impressive human being. Basically, I deleted it, I removed it, and I lost all of the footage. Anyway, it's very upsetting, but today we're going to be doing a bonus episode of Hermitcraft, and we're going to be doing something very, very important in that episode. We're going to be clearing out the storage system. Let's get to it. Now, I thought while we did this, I would do a quick question and answer session because I haven't done one of these in ages. It's been absolutely ages since I've done any form of Q&A, and I've been seeing a lot of questions popping up down in the comment section on Twitter and on pretty much all of my other social medias. You guys have been asking all sorts of questions, so I'm going to try my best to answer them in today's Hermitcraft episode. I'm going to try my best to answer a bunch of them. Now, before I begin, I just want to say that recently I tried something out on YouTube. It was called a YouTube community post. So I announced the fact that I wasn't going to be making an Hermitcraft episode on Sunday. I announced the fact in this community post that I accidentally deleted all of the footage, and I thought no one was going to see this. I was like, nobody's used community posts before. I didn't really understand how they worked. I posted it, and I put a poll down underneath, just for the fun of it. It was a totally pointless poll. It has 116,000 votes on it. So I'm assuming these community posts actually get sent out to all my subscribers. I hadn't realised this. I thought this was something that you'd have to look for. It turns out it gets sent to all my subscribers, and you guys can see it. Which means that if I have any important announcements I want to make, or maybe if I want to ask you for my silly Redstone ideas in the future when I'm doing one of those episodes, I'm probably going to do it through the community posts on YouTube, because the reach of them is mental. Like, compared to Twitter, this is completely insane. So I'm going to be doing that more often, so keep your eyes peeled for those. But anyway, on to some of the questions. The first question is, what is your favourite Hermitcraft moment? Now, I have to say, I spent a little bit of time thinking about this when I saw that tweet come in. To be honest with you, I'm personally siding on the chicken explosion. I just think that the chicken explosion was one of my all-time favourite things that has happened, and I don't think I could top it. I think it was just way too fantastic. The way those chickens just arced out of the chicken farm and filled my room. I absolutely loved it, and I know that for a lot of you, that moment from Hermitcraft Season 4 is one of your personal favourites. But when it comes to Hermitcraft Season 5, I don't know. I found it hilarious when I went to Cub Fans' giant picture that he made with stacks upon stacks of yellow terracotta, only to realise that I only did about 15 blocks. That really made me laugh. But there's all sorts of moments from Hermitcraft Series 5. If we're actually talking in terms of like achievement moments, when I finished my first Guardian farm, that was definitely up there because that is a huge project. And also getting things like the storage system working, that sort of thing. All of those have been massive for me, and actually just taking a look back at my base and seeing how far it's come, yeah, it's been really interesting. Anyway, next question is, what is your favourite video? This kind of follows on from the Hermitcraft one. Okay, so I've got two answers for this, and funnily enough, both of them happened last week, conveniently enough. So one of my favourite videos I think I've posted, at least in the past year, has been the paint program in Minecraft. That was just, it worked out so well. It went brilliantly. I was sat there, I was struggling for ideas for a Redstone video, and I was racking my brain, and then suddenly it just went pink. And I was like, I'm just going to try my best to make a painting display. I came up with the concept of having the observer flashing really quickly to keep the redstone lamp on. I was like, that will allow me to have a 1x1 pixel display. Let's do it. and I managed to make it work. It took hours upon hours upon hours, but it ended up working really, really well, and you guys seem to really enjoy it as well. So I'm hopefully going to do more big, complex redstone contraptions in the future, because as I say, you guys seem to really enjoy them. But also, another one of my favorite videos, and I know I probably shouldn't talk about the filming channel, but I'm going to talk about the filming channel, is a video that I actually filmed last week with David. David is a person who has built his own 1937 Austin 7, and it is an awesome car, and we went out in the freezing cold. I filmed a mini doc on him over 2 days. We have got some absolute, well, I'm really, really happy with it. It's one of the first filming projects that I've done where I've gone, yes, like this is where I want to be. These are the sorts of videos that I really want to create, and I'm so happy with it. So I've edited around about 4.5 minutes of it so far. I think it's probably going to work out to be about 7 or 8 minutes in total, and that will be being uploaded on the filming channel in probably the next week or so. So keep your eyes peeled for that one, because it's really interesting. It's really interesting, and it was a ton of fun to film, so expect to hear more about that at some point in the near future. Anyway, next question is, why have you got a GTX 1080 when all you do is play Minecraft? I cannot tell you how many times I've seen this question. I have a monstrous PC. I don't even know the specs of it, because I'm not particularly PC minded, but I've got like a hexa-core i7 processor. I've got a GTX 1080, and well, at least it was monstrous when I first got it about 2 years ago. So it's a pretty beefy system, and the reason that I have that is A, because why not? I mean, why would I not have a system? I'm playing on my computer all the time. I like playing Minecraft lag-free and super smooth, so it works for me there. But also, I do a lot of video editing of very, very high-resolution video files. So I film with the Red Scarlet W, that films at 5K, and when you have it at relatively low compression rates, if you have very little compression, then I think it's about 2 gigabits per second video files. So that's a lot of data for my computer to be processing and editing and color grading. And also the Osmo Raw that I film with is uncompressed. I think it's like 3 or 4 gigabits per second. So when you're editing those sorts of videos, you need a monstrous PC to be able to play it back in real time. Otherwise, you're not going to be able to do it. So that is why I need a system this powerful. And also, I play other games. I don't just play Minecraft. Just because I only make videos of Minecraft doesn't mean I play other things. I play other games all the time. So yeah, monstrous PC is actually required. Right, next question. Why a spoon? Spoon has been my insult of like my derp, I guess, for probably the best part of 3 or 4 years. It actually came about in a live stream. No, it must be about 3 years. It came about in a live stream. I was live streaming. I referred to some sheep as a spoon, and then people thought that was a really odd insult. But actually in England, you kind of refer to yourself as anything. Like, we don't really have set insults. If you say something in a certain way, it can sound like an insult. And if you go, oh, you're such a spoon, like, I like that word, and it kind of caught on, and it stuck with me, and then it's been that way ever since. So that's kind of how that one's come about. Next up, 100 drone-sized campers or 1 camper-sized drone. Which one would you rather fight? I'm not fighting a camper-sized drone. A camper-sized drone is a helicopter. That's like a helicopter. I couldn't take on a helicopter, but I think I might be able to take on 100 drone-sized camper vans. I think I'd be able to beat those in a fight. Are you ever going to join the Evo server? Are you ever going to do any work on the Evo server, or play on the server, do a tour of the Evo server? I would love to. I would really love to pop onto the Evo server, see what they're all doing. I've heard that they now have hunger and sprinting. I think that's the latest update that they've got. So that's good. I think I'd be able to go on there now, because I don't think I'd be able to play Minecraft without being able to run. But yeah, I would love to pop onto the Evo server, and who knows, that might happen at some point in the near future, just for an episode, just to check out what they're up to, and maybe we can get a member of the Evo server onto the Hermitcraft server, and they can see what we're up to as well. Just do a little bit of a flip over there. Is that something you'd be interested in? Let me know down in the comment section. What's your favourite food? Now at the minute, I'm actually on a bit of a wacky diet, I guess you could say. I'm doing what's known as a ketogenic diet, which is a pretty extreme form of dieting, but it's working really well, and that's basically eating relatively high fat, pretty high protein, next to no carbs, which means that a lot of my favourite foods, aka pizza and just noodles, I love noodles, noodly things, carbonaras, pasta, they're kind of off the cards. But burgers, I absolutely love burgers. Now, obviously, when you're eating low carb, you can't eat the buns. You have to have what's known as naked burgers. But trust me, okay, I know that sounds crazy. Try eating a burger without a bun. It's not that different. and you don't feel that horrible feeling in your stomach after eating the burger. It's amazing. It's kind of changed my life. So yeah, at the minute I'm loving pork, chicken, burgers, everything like that. Steak is a big one for me. I'm eating all that sort of thing, and I'm having the time of my life. So yeah, those are all my sorts of foods. Just tons of meat. I just eat so much meat. Next up, how do you press shift with your thumb? I do press shift with my thumb when I'm playing Minecraft. Okay, let me try and explain. So I have my fingers on WASD, and then I just fold my thumb underneath my palm and kind of twist my wrist and then put it on shift. So I don't use my pinky finger because that feels weird. I can't do it. So I put my thumb underneath my palm and put it on shift. I might have to post this picture on Twitter or something just to explain that. But I find it comfortable. That's how I've always done it. I know it doesn't make any sense, but it seems to work out fairly well for me. What did your career counsellor say you should do as a job when you're older? Well, they definitely didn't say that I should be a Minecraft YouTube content creator. That wasn't on the cards. I think I got something like, at the time, so I'm pretty mathematical. I'm fairly physicsy. I like that sort of thing. But I'm also quite, not arty. I wouldn't describe myself as arty, but I'm quite creative. I like designing things, as you can see from my YouTube channel. I like designing things and tinkering with things. So I think things like architect definitely came up. Civil engineer was one, computer science was one, and electronic engineer. All of them were very, very similar. And I think at the time I wanted to be an architect, so I was pushing towards architect. And then I basically went through the whole lot. I went from architect, and then I was like, actually, I kind of prefer the maths, so I went to civil engineer. And then I went, actually, I kind of prefer like electronics and things, so I'm gonna go to electronics. And I was like, actually, I don't really like electronics that much. I'm gonna try my best to do computer science, and I got rid of all the engineering and just went into programming, and then I became a Minecraft YouTuber. So that's a strange turn of events there, but that's kind of how that one went. What do people think of your job? Yeah, it depends on the person. Some people, I've never had someone who has said sincerely that, oh, you don't have a real job, you just make Minecraft videos on the internet. Like, people say it as a joke. I often get that. It's like, oh, when are you gonna get a real job? That sort of thing. That's totally fine. I can understand that because I make Minecraft videos for a living. It's not really a real job. But no one has ever said to me like, oh, like, what do you know? You just make Minecraft videos. Like, I'm never dismissed. For the most part, is people are just genuinely really curious about it. So I was at a Reducation thing, which is Red is the cinema cameras. I was at Reducation to learn how to use the cinema cameras better. There was a bunch of people there. All of them were filmmakers, and they were in the advertising industry, and they were all running production companies and everything. And every single one of the people, these were people that were working on insane projects. They were like filming abroad, they were doing documentaries on all sorts of interesting stuff, or they were working with massive brands on full productions, or doing documentary work and everything. These are all super interesting people, and they were all interested in what I was doing, because what I was doing was a bit wild. Like, they were like, so you mean you make Minecraft videos and you upload them to the internet and millions of people watch them? So it's curiosity. People are curious how it works. People are curious how you can actually earn a living from it. That's definitely something that comes up. And I love talking to people about it. I can talk to people about that all day long, and I often do. Bore people to death with it, to be quite frankly honest with you. Are you ever worried that YouTube will stop? No, I'm not worried about it because it's kind of semi-guaranteed that I'm not going to be doing this for the rest of my life. So I wouldn't necessarily call it a worry. I'd just say that it's something that I'm wary of, and I know it's going to happen at some point, but I just hope that I can continue creating Minecraft videos and continue creating entertaining content for as long as possible. As long as you guys are still watching, I'll still be making it. And I'll probably still be making it for some time after you guys stop watching, until I realise that actually I should probably go out and get a real job now because I'm struggling to eat. So yeah, I'm not worried about it. It's just it's unfortunately something that you have to be aware of. You have to just think about it. You have to plan for the future, essentially, because I know that I'm not going to hang up my boots at 70 and say, hey, I'm going to stop making Minecraft videos now, I'm going to retire. That's unlikely that that's actually going to happen. Is Vicki ever going to make a Minecraft video? As far as I can tell, at this point in time, no. But she has been playing Minecraft lately. She's built a castle. It's a very, very girly castle. It's all very pink and princessy, and I'm actually quite impressed by it. It's probably better than some of my builds, which is a little bit embarrassing. So she has recently gotten into Minecraft, but at this point in time, there's not going to be any Vicki-based Minecraft Let's Plays. I think that's safe to say. Have you ever been to Scotland? Is it something you plan for a road trip? Now, this might sound like a bit of a random question to throw into this Q&A session, but it caught my eye because literally just the other day, we were playing around with the idea of actually doing like a mega road trip around England, because that's something that I've never really been. I've never really done that sort of thing in England. I've been to some places in England, like I've been to the Lake District, I've been down to Cornwall. Those are like the two main places that I kind of focus on. Cornwall because I love surfing, Lake District just because it's an insane environment it's just completely different from where I currently live. But I haven't really been outside of that, so I thought it'd be cool to grab the camper van, hopefully have it running to a certain level of security, and then just take it around like maybe the Cornish coast, go to different areas of Cornwall that I'd never been to before. This is a lot of talking from my little mouth. Never been to before, and then also pop round Wales, then go up through the Lake District, and then maybe push up to Scotland as well for like one massive mega road trip that lasts 2 or 3 weeks. Could be cool, but I don't know. It's all about whether or not I can get the camper van running to a suitable degree, whether or not it's actually going to be warm enough, because obviously when you're sleeping out in the camper van it's a bit chilly, but also it's trying to work out the logistics of it, how long it would take, pre-recording videos in time, and all that sort of thing. We'd have to be pretty prepared for it. Now, next up is, what is your favourite car at the moment? As you know, I absolutely love cars, and at the minute I'm dead into classic cars, and a classic car that I really want to get, and it's a classic car that I think I am going to be getting in the next year or so, I'm going to be trading out the C63 for it, is a 105 series or 115 series Alfa Romeo 2000 GTV. Now, these things are the best looking cars ever. At least I think they are. I just think they're just so gorgeous. I absolutely love them, and there's a company called Alphaholics that produces all sorts of crazy parts for them that you can turn them into proper little sports cars, and I really, really want one. Seriously want one. I'd do all the engine work, I'd hopefully get it up to like 230 horsepower. They only weigh about, I think, 900 kilograms, so that would be pretty ballistically fast. That would be very quick. That's around about 280 horsepower per ton. So yeah, that would be extremely, that would be competitive with modern day sports cars. And then I'd get like wide wheels on it, get semi slicks on there, so I could only drive it in the dry, coilovers, the whole lot. It would be fantastic, like as a little classic Italian project car. I'd love it. But at the minute, I don't have enough time, and also I don't have enough money, so we're gonna have to wait out on that one. Anyway, aside from cars and that sort of thing, how did joining Hermitcraft change you? That's a great question, because it's an interesting one. It kind of just changed my focus for my YouTube channel. So before I started Hermitcraft, I was predominantly a Redstone channel, and I'd post one Let's Play episode a week. And then as soon as I joined Hermitcraft, I continued making one Hermitcraft episode a week, I think. I did, yeah, I did. I for some reason I thought I went over to 2, but no, I continued making one Hermitcraft episode a week, but I devoted a lot more time to it, like a lot more time. And then eventually, around about 10 episodes into the Hermitcraft season, I was like, I can't just make one Hermitcraft episode a week, that's mental. So I went over to 2 Hermitcraft episodes a week and put it in the same amount of time, and I was just really working hard on it. And I guess you could say that the focus of my channel temporarily shifted mainly over to Let's Play, and then it balanced back out and went to about 50-50. And I would still say that I have got about a 50-50 balance of effort put into Redstone videos and Hermitcraft episodes. Obviously, it changes week to week. Sometimes you get more Redstone, a little bit less Hermitcraft. Sometimes you get a lot more Hermitcraft and a little bit less Redstone. But the balance is kind of traveling between, I'd say, 60-40 error bars either way. It wavers like that throughout the weeks, which is something that I like, because I know that the Redstone videos definitely bring in new viewers, and you guys seem to really enjoy them when I'm working on different Redstone projects. But also the Hermitcraft episodes, it's like a stable series that you guys always know you can tune into. Whereas the Redstone things, one could pop up and it's like, oh, this is Redstone for people that have never done Redstone before, I'm not interested, or oh, this is a really complex Redstone contraption, I don't care about that sort of thing. Whereas the Hermitcraft is guaranteed to always be at least something that you're potentially interested in. Anyway, aside from that one, how did you come up with your channel logo? Another interesting question. It's something I've never really talked about before. The current channel logo, I'm really proud of. I don't know how I managed to pull it off, because I really like it. I think it's a good logo, I think it's a solid logo, and I think it's a recognizable logo, and it's also a logo that looks good pretty much anywhere. Now, if I made stickers for it, I would put them all over the place. I'm almost tempted to actually start making some stickers for the Mumbo Jumbo logo, because I would like them on everything. The camper van would be covered, the Panda would be covered, any form of cars that I have would be covered, that goes without saying. Camera equipment, the whole lot, it would all be covered in them. And in terms of how did I make it, it was kind of like it was a bit of a process of, it was a big development process. So when I did that, I've taken graphics design at college, so I kind of semi know what I'm doing when it comes to graphics design, ish. And like, I've done 2 years of it at college, so I'm not saying that I'm a professional, but I have the very basics, the very, very basics. So all I did is I made an Adobe Illustrator folder, picture type thing, an Adobe Illustrator project, and then I just started playing around with different ideas. I made a ton of different designs. I spent weeks and weeks and weeks working on it, and I ended up with that, which may sound ridiculous because it's a very simple logo, but to get to something that simple, it actually takes quite a lot of time, and there was a bunch of different tweaks. For example, the eyes having the little thing at the bottom of the eyes didn't originally have those, and it looked like a demon. If you ever see my YouTube channel logo without those little bits cut out of the eyes, it looks like a demon, like it's staring into your soul, whereas those little bits that are taken out, they just make it look a little bit happier. So it's those little things that I tried my best to do, and it takes a long time to produce that sort of thing, but in the end I'm really, really happy with it, and I think I'm going to keep this forever now. I don't think I'm ever going to be changing it. Favorite non-Minecraft game? Whew, that's difficult. I can't really think of any at the minute, but I have just ordered Rock Band 4 with the full band package. So I'm hoping to play that with Vicki and also a few of my friends as well. We've got the drums, we've got the guitar, we've got the vocals as well. We're going to be forming a little band in my living room. I think, yeah, that's going to be great fun. So I'm really, really excited for that one. And you know what? I think that might be my favourite non-Minecraft game. I used to love playing Guitar Hero when I was a kid, and I actually cannot wait for it to arrive. Other than that, driving games. I've got the steering wheel, I've got the gear stick, I've got everything like that. Those sorts of things I also find incredibly fun. And I really want a VR headset so I can play racing games in VR, because I think that would be insane. Anyway, what did you want to be when you were younger? Cool. An orthodontist, weirdly enough. When I was much younger, I wanted to be an orthodontist. I wanted to work on people's teeth. I don't know. I seriously don't know. And I think my current job is about as far away from an orthodontist as I could possibly be. So yeah, let's leave that one behind. How do you balance what you want with what we want? Another interesting question, because, you know, there are certain YouTubers that really listen to what their fans want and only produce content that their fans want. Whereas for me, I kind of do what I want. I mean, there are certain videos that I upload to YouTube that I know aren't going to do very well. Like, I know it. I'm like, oh, that's not going to do well. People aren't going to like that much, but I enjoy working on them. Like, it's a project that I really wanted to work from. Let's see if I can find any videos like that I've done recently. So I would say the pyramid door that I did, that was just a project that I really wanted to take on. Doors, people aren't interested in doors anymore. I've done so many doors on my YouTube channel that a lot of people don't really care. They're like, he's doing another door again, for goodness sakes. But I really wanted to try and take on that project, so there we go. I gave it a go. What else have we got? To be honest, I thought the fanciest useless machine was a video that was going to do really badly, but it ended up doing really well. People seem to really enjoy it. So sometimes you do get it wrong, and that's why you shouldn't try and always upload videos that the viewers want, because sometimes you upload things that you want, you have a lot of fun doing it, people can tell you're having a lot of fun doing it, and they like that video more. So yeah, I don't tend to consciously balance it too much. And then finally, what is a good source for info about cinematography? It's a great question because I really struggled back in the day. Places like No Film School, great place to go. Cooper Films, a fantastic small YouTuber, makes absolutely brilliant videos, and you can tell that he knows what he's talking about because his videos, like his actual productions, are amazing. Cinematography Database, brilliant information about lighting. Creative North, some personal friends of mine, really fantastic YouTube channel as well. What else have we got? Travel Feels, people like Peter McKinnon, Casey Neistat, all those sorts of lot. They're all good to watch just for inspiration, I guess you could say. And I'm sure I'm going to think of a bunch more of them, but unfortunately I can't. And now we are back. We're back. I hope that you enjoyed that question and answer session. It was pretty good fun, and I hope you enjoyed the footage of me transporting all of these items out from my hoppers, out from the droppers, and into these chests. That is a lot. Look, we got so much redstone. I managed to find my sponges. My sponges are in there somewhere. 15, there we go. We've got a bunch of pickaxes. What else have we got? We've got a whole ton of coal. We've got 8 wither skulls. We've probably got about a stack of diamonds in total. Loads and loads of prismarine. Loads more coal, dispensers. Sea lanterns, more dispensers, more sea lanterns, more ocean stuff. We've got an Elder Guardian head somewhere. I don't know if I've actually got that in my head box. So a lot of items. Loads of iron blocks, the whole lot. So there we go. That is it. Everything has been cleared out. Now what we're going to have to do is we're going to have to put all of these items back into the sorting system and hope that they don't get lost. That's kind of the plan at this point in time, but unfortunately for the time being, that is all I've got time for today. I really do apologise for deleting the previous episode of Hermitcraft. As I say, if you want to see it in all of its glory, then check out Zedaphs' channel or check out Python's and Exuma's perspective, because they've all uploaded it on their channels. But anyway, if you did enjoy, please hit that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later.